welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I am doing my 2-week post-op video or update or whatever you want to call it. So on my Instagram, like 2 days ago, I made a post on my story, and I'll let you guys ask any questions that you guys may have about my BBL journey. So I have a lot of questions, but a lot of them are repetitive, so I'm gonna go through them as best as I can, and then I'm gonna put my little 2 cents in there as I go as well, and then at the end I'll give you guys a full look. But I mean, you guys can already see the curves, the waist is snatched, but I do have my faja on right now, which is why they look all like, you know, but I do have my faja on because I do have to leave it on like 24 hours. I only take it off like to take a shower and when I get my massages. So usually I try to like take a shower after my massage, or like before. Like this morning I did it before because I started on my cycle today, but I was doing it like right after my massage. So, you know, that's usually the only time that I take it off. I do have my backboard on, so my back does look a little thick, you know, but I took the ones from the front off just so I wouldn't look so bulky during this video. But I'm gonna go ahead and just answer a lot of the questions that were asked. Again, this was from my Instagram story. So first off, I want to let you guys know that just yesterday I made 2 weeks. It was exactly 2 weeks yesterday. And I know the question that a lot of people were asking is the pain level. So honestly, as soon as I got out of surgery, I was already walking. Like, okay, so I'm gonna start from the beginning. So the day of surgery, I went in and I was only in a waiting area for maybe 30 minutes because I did get there a little bit early. So I was in the waiting area for like 30 minutes and then they called me back. The day before I had already signed all my paperwork. The doctor had already seen me and all that good stuff. So when they called me back, I did another urine test. And then I filled out I just signed like 3 forms, and it was just saying that they were gonna do like a pregnancy test and a drug test and something else. So I did that, and then she was like, okay, well, you know, you're good to go. Here in a second, we're gonna move to the other room where you're gonna get marked up and where you're gonna get your IV and all that good stuff. So literally like not even 5 minutes later, she comes back in and we go to the other room and she gives me she gave me the gown before I went to the other room. So she gave me a gown. I already had my compression socks on, so I didn't wear the ones that they gave me. But whenever you do go in for your surgery, all you have to wear is just like a robe, your compression socks, and some sandals like this, something that you can just easily slide in. So I just wore those, like those. I literally wore these sandals. And butt ass naked underneath. You don't need no underwear, no bra, nothing, just your robe, sandals, and socks. That's it. It was a little bit awkward getting in the Uber, trying to like make sure that it's like on really tight and it's not gonna open up or anything, because I did take an Uber from the hotel to the clinic. But anyways, once we went to the other room, like I said, I already had my gown on. They gave me a bag where I put my robe in and my sandals in and my phone in or whatever. And after we went to the other room, that's when Dr. William came in and he marked me up. It was literally straight to the point, you know, just said, hey, and then he, you know, like told me to stand like this. He marked me up in the front, he marked me up in the back, my arms, and then I also ended up doing the chin lipo and the arm lipo, so he marked me up or whatever. And then the nurse was like, okay, well, you know, in just a few minutes, the anesthesiologist, I think his name is Ricky, I think it's Ricky, but I might be wrong, but she was like, he's gonna come in, and then after that, you know, you go into the operating room. So I'm like, okay, you know, and honestly, I was not nervous at all because like the whole time, like I'm just like, look, God, you know, just take care of me, everything's gonna be okay, because I had did so much research. I had done so much research that I knew exactly what to expect. And then I'm also in like a few, like 2 surgery groups on Facebook. So like, you know, people kind of post their experiences there on, post their experience on there as well. So like in my mind, I could already picture what was gonna happen next. So nothing really ever caught me off guard. So anyways, after the doctor marked me up, the anesthesiologist came in and did my IV, which was right here on my hand. And then after that, he came back in like literally a few more minutes, and he came back in and he did ask me, whenever he was doing the IV, he was asking me if I was allergic to any medication, if I, you know, smoke, if I do any type of drugs, and he just asked me a few questions. Everything was a no. And then after that, he was like, all right, well, you know, I'm gonna come get you like in 2 minutes. So literally like 2 minutes passed, and he came in there and got me. We walked into the operating room, and it was just a table. Dr. William was on the side, and then a few nurses or assistants were on the left side. And he was like, okay, just lay, like get on the table and lay on your back. So I still had my gown on and everything. So I just laid on the table, and like you just like literally put your arms out. And he was like, I'm gonna put this into your IV and you're gonna feel a burning sensation. And I remember like there's like lights above you, obviously. So I remember I just like stared at the light, and I was just like praying. Like I literally was praying like, God, please take care of me. God, please take care of me. And then like, that's all I remember, y'all. Like I didn't feel any burning sensation, none of that. So after that, I woke up and I was laying on my butt. Like I literally was laying on my back. And as soon as I woke up, one of the nurses or whoever came, and she was like, I need you to turn around. So since I had, you know, got my arms done as well, they didn't just hurt, but they kind of felt like, you know, when you go to the gym and it's been a while and you did a lot of like arm pull-ups or whatever, and your arms just feel sore. That's how I felt. So I remember I grabbed onto the little rail on the side of the bed, and I kind of just like pulled myself over, and I laid, like I turned around on my stomach. And as soon as you wake up, like they call your recovery house or your nurse, your family member, whoever is picking you up. In this case, I had my nurse pick me up. So they call them and tell them like, hey, you know, she's ready to be picked up. So I think once after I woke up, I was maybe laying there for like 20 minutes, and then my nurse was there to pick me up. And during this time, like I wasn't like in like a lot of pain. It just felt like a burning sensation in my stomach. That's really all I felt. But it wasn't to the point where like I would cry because it's hurting or anything. So it really was not that bad. And then on my chin, I didn't feel anything. Like I didn't even have like a bandage or anything on my face. So I remember I woke up and the first thing I did was this. Like I felt on my face. And I'm thinking like, they didn't do my freaking chin lipo. And I'm just thinking like, they gonna have to give me my money back because they didn't do anything. So, and then I remember I wanted to I was laying there and I wanted to like touch on my butt to see like if my butt was there. But yeah, so once my nurse got there, they told me like, okay, you're ready to go. And at this time, again, I was laying on my stomach, and they do put a catheter in you. So she was like, all right, I'm gonna pull the catheter out, just take a deep breath. So I literally just took a deep breath, and I just felt her pull it out, which it didn't hurt or anything. Like you literally just feel it like slide out, and that's it. And then they put me on a wheelchair, they took me outside. And then to go, like once they take you outside, it's literally like one way in and one way out into the clinic, as far as like, you know, where the patients actually come and go. So the same way that you come in through is the same way that you come out of. So you go through the waiting area to the elevator, down the stairs, and then that's where the parking lot is. So my nurse picked me up. She had the little chuck pads, which are basically like, I know a lot of people don't know what chuck pads are, but they literally look like pee pads for dogs. So she had them already laid out on the back of her seat. So whenever I got in, I literally just like climbed in the back seat and just laid on my stomach, and then just kind of raised my leg like this against the window, because obviously it's not long enough to where I could just stretch my legs out. But after that, we just went to the hotel. And the hotel that I decided to stay at was the Elements Doral, Miami. So it's literally like 15 minutes away from 305 Plastic Surgery, which wasn't bad at all, honestly. And I actually really liked the hotel. But that'll be another part of the story. So anyways, once we made it to the hotel, she's like, do you want a wheelchair? And I'm like, no, like I can walk. And she's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yes, I can walk. Like I felt good enough to walk. Because I know like my best friend, she was saying that when she's had like regular like surgery, she said like when she woke up, she was feeling like super nauseous from the anesthesia. And honestly, I literally just like woke up and I didn't feel anything. Like I didn't feel nauseous, none of that. So I was actually surprised about that because my friend just knew like I was gonna be nauseous, which I was really prepared for that. Like I just knew like I'm meant to wake up and I'm meant to feel real sick, but I did not. So anyways, we made it to the hotel. And she was like, you want to walk? And I'm like, yeah. So I literally walked from the car to the room and then into the bed. So before I left to my to the surgery, my nurse sent me like instructions. She was like to put the shower liner, like the plastic shower liner, on the bed and tape it to the sides. That way it don't slide around because it is plastic, and with the sheets it will slide around. And then I put the pee pad, or not the pee pads, but the chuck pads on top of the shower curtain. That way, I don't get blood and stuff on the hotel bed and sheets. And also I did buy me like a little $5 blanket from Walmart just because I, didn't want to stain their comforter either. So that was already ready when I got to the hotel. So as soon as I got there, I laid down. She gave me my medicine because the day of my pre-op appointment, they did give me my prescription, which they prescribed me Oxy and some antibiotics. So the Oxy, I think I was taking it every 6 hours, and the antibiotics I was taking every 8 hours. I know a lot of people are saying be careful with the Oxy because a lot of people get addicted to them. And honestly, I was like, the way people were talking about it, I was expecting to get like a high feeling or something from them, but they didn't make me feel any type of way. Like, yes, they did take away the pain, but I didn't get like a high feeling or anything to the point where I would like, not necessarily crave the pill, but like, not to the point where I would feel like a crackhead. So it's like, okay, I need my Oxy. Like, no, because it didn't make me feel anything. But again, it did take away my pain. So she gave me my pill, and it took like maybe 30 or 40 minutes to kick in. But at this time, again, I was just feeling like a burning sensation in my stomach. And that's really the main thing. Like, I think whenever my nurse picked me up, she asked me what my pain level was, and I said like a 7 or like a 6. I told her 7, but then I was like, maybe like a 6 or 7. And she was like, oh wow, okay, that's not bad. So once we made it to the hotel and she gave me my medicine and like 30 minutes went by and then it kicked in, she asked me again, like, what's your pain level now? And I was like, honestly, it's like a 0. Like, it didn't hurt anymore. And then I did get up to pee a few times, and I was able to do it by myself. There is a video where I show you how I pee with my faja on. So both of the fajas that I have, which actually I have 3. 2 of them were given to me from 305, and then the other one I purchased from Pretty Girl Curves. But they have a hole at the bottom, two has a zipper, and then the other one has a hole. So you literally just like squat on, like you face the toilet, like the back of the toilet, and you squat. That's literally what you do. When you use number 2, you do the same thing. However, you do want to make sure that, like if the opening at the bottom is not open all the way, you can always just like kind of spread it out to make sure that you don't pee on your faja. Now, it will happen because it happened to me plenty of times, but you just have to be really careful. But yeah, it really didn't hurt whenever I squatted, just because like nothing was done to my thighs, so my thighs weren't sore or anything. Other than that, the nurse also gave me some soup. She did give me a grocery list. I already showed it to you guys in the last video, but she gave me some chicken noodle soup just so I would have something in my stomach. What else? I'm just trying to get a lot of the questions out of the way as I go, because a lot of the things that people ask were, you know, kind of like the whole process, I guess. Like, see, pain level. What was the best part or the worst part? Was it scary and all that good stuff? But yeah, so my nurse ended up staying until like maybe 2 in the morning, like maybe 1. Yeah, I think it was like maybe 1 in the morning. So like from 7 p.m. when she picked me up to from 7 p.m. when she picked me up to like 1 or 2 in the morning. My nurse, I did hire her for 20 hours. That's the package that I got. And I also added 5 massages, and I added the gravity chair, which is a chair that has a hole at the bottom so I could actually like sleep on my back. I only used it like 2 nights actually, because it wasn't like super comfortable. Like, it was some relief to be able to like just lay on your back or sit, but it wasn't like super comfortable. I feel like I was kind of like tensing up just because I was scared that I was putting too much pressure on my butt, even though there is a hole cut out for your butt on the chair. But it wasn't bad at all. I also paid extra for like a hydrating drink for my nurse. It wasn't bad. It kind of tasted like Kool-Aid, honestly. But you do have to make sure that you drink a lot of fluids right after surgery, especially pineapple juice, because it helps with inflammation. Now, even though I am 2 weeks post-op, I am still super I'm swollen. I know, especially like around my arms, because I can feel it. Like, it's still like pretty stiff, especially this arm. My lower stomach is still pretty inflamed. I did get my massage earlier today now that I'm back home. But before I left Miami, I had 10 massages. So 5 of them was with my first nurse, which was Confidence Recovery Services. And then my other 5 massages were with Prima Dollhouse, which is also a private nurse, and they also offer massages. And the name of the lady that did my massages is Vanessa. And y'all, when I tell you, she was so good, like so good, that I wish that I could just bring her home with me, because today when I did my first massage here home, like back home, y'all, like, I'm not going back. I am not going back. Well, I have another one already scheduled for tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to the one tomorrow. But after that, I am not going back, because I paid $85 for her to tickle me, because it didn't feel like she was doing anything, y'all. Like, and she even said, it might feel like I'm not doing very much. You think? So I called my boyfriend after I left there, and I was like, you just gonna have to learn how to do my massages, because I'm not about to keep wasting $85 for nothing for her to feather my back. So yeah, he's just gonna have to learn. And then I did buy, like, I have a roller that I use like before I get in the shower to kind of self-massage, and then I massage my arms as well. And I honestly feel like that was a lot better than what I got today for $85. And then I also bought this other little machine that both of my nurses use, or both, yeah, I guess both of the nurses. And it's basically, it kind of looks like a little ultrasound thing, but it's like a little metal thing, and they kind of just go in circular motions. And they say it's supposed to like melt your fat. That way, like, you're able to get all of your fluids out or whatever. But that's what I ended up buying. So I just told my boyfriend, he's just gonna have to do my massages, and I'm gonna just do what I can, because yeah, that was a waste of my money. And then also, it was pretty uncomfortable for me to drive. I do have a little clip on how I drove today. Okay, so again, my seat is like pushed forward. This is reclined up. I have the pillow right here. Hold on. So and then you see how my butt is hanging. And thankfully, the massage place that I'm going to is literally like 10 minutes away. So that's not too bad. And I don't have on my faja. Like, I keep my faja on like 24/7. I only take it off like for my massage. Hold on. Okay. Today was my first time driving, and what is 2 weeks and 1 day. So I was pretty, not necessarily nervous, but I was just scared that I would like mess up my butt, even though I did use my BBL pillow. But other than that, I only drained the first 2, maybe 3 days, but I know for sure the first 2 days I drained. And what you guys seen in the picture is not just all blood, it's also fluids that they put in you to kind of like, you know, wash out your fat. I don't know, y'all, but it's not just blood, it's fluids. So you will see, or I'm pretty sure you guys seen a lot of that blood, and I'm pretty sure you guys kind of got scared. But it didn't, like I said, it did not, like once I was on my medicine, I was moving around. Like my sister kept having to tell me like, girl, rest, like go to sleep, you know, like put your phone down. Because the video that I posted the day after my surgery, like I literally was sitting there like trying to edit the video, and I kept like dosing off, y'all, because I had just took my medicine. Now I can say that it did make me a little bit sleepy. I could like kind of fight it off, but then also if you watch the video, you will see that my editing was like trash, y'all. Like you literally see my bare ass in that video just because I was trying so hard not to fall asleep, but I wanted to get that video out for you guys. But yeah, so I wouldn't just say that like I had a bad experience at all. Like I didn't have a worse part, because again, I didn't have that much pain. Let's see what else. Yeah, like somebody said, what's the scariest part? I didn't really have a scariest part because I feel like I prepared for this really, really well. Somebody said, when can you start having sex? Honestly, it kind of just depends on each person. And I guess it just depends on when you feel like you're ready to. Okay, somebody said, are you happy with the results? Okay, so you actually are not really able to see like your final results until like literally 3 to 6 months. Because like right now, I feel like I'm like not as swollen. Like some of my, yeah, I'm just not as swollen. So I do feel like my butt has gone down since the day that I got out of surgery. Now my exact words to Dr. William was, I want my butt to look like I grew it. I don't want no big old fake butt, because y'all, when we were at the airport from like, we flew from Little Rock to Houston and then from Houston to Miami, because there's no direct flights from Little Rock to Miami. And y'all, it was this one lady at the airport in Houston, and when I tell you, like everybody, I'm not even exaggerating, y'all, like everybody on that flight was talking about her, because you literally could see her butt from the sides, like, and she was just, like, she was slim, you know, like I'm kind of like thick, you know, I'm not the skinniest person, but this girl was smaller than me with a big old booty, and it's just like, it didn't look right. Like, it just did not look right. You would have thought that she literally had pillows stuck in her butt. So, and I told him this, and he was like, I know every time that I travel, he's like, you know, I see all type of stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's what I don't want. And I was like, I want something supernatural to where like you would think that I was just born with it. And I feel like that's definitely what he gave me. But now I feel like I should have went like a little bit bigger. Like just a little bit, you know. So I still love my results, you know, like you obviously, I feel like, you know, he gave me the shape that okay, so my thing has always been like for forever, for as long as I can remember, I wanted to just be able to get into anything and feel comfortable. I have never in my entire life have worn like a jumpsuit like this, or like I mean, I've worn tight dresses, but my goal was to be able to wear something like this, you know, like just a bodysuit and look good, you know, like have my look curves or whatever. And that's exactly what I have now. So whenever I put this on, y'all, I could not stop smiling. Like my boyfriend was like, are you feeling yourself? Because I bought 3 jumpsuits and then the dress just for now to try it on, because I just couldn't wait. I did try on some of the clothes that I already have, but it's too big, especially like in the waist area, it's way too big. This is actually a medium, and I usually wear like a size large, sometimes even an extra large, because, you know, like I carried a lot of my weight in my gut area. So I would try to get like baggy clothes to kind of hide that area, not knowing that it actually made me look a little bit bigger. But now I'm able to wear something like this where I'm able to show off my little curves. So I'm definitely super happy. But again, you know, like my final results are not, hopefully my butt kind of fluff up a little bit. You know, I still got a little hope. I got a little hope that it's gonna fluff up. There's this thing that they call the fluff fairy, or the fluff fairy. And they talk about it all the time in the little surgery groups. And they say that basically, like, once your swelling goes down and everything, like your butt kind of fluffs up and it kind of gets a little bit bigger. So I'm still waiting on that because, and I do have my backboard on, y'all, but I just need it to be like a little, you know, a little bit bigger. Just a tiny bit. But anyways, let me see. Somebody said, how long have you been wanting the BBL for? Honestly, it's been quite a while. Like, I used to have this one friend that we basically grew up together. We went to middle school and high school together. And me and her talked about it like all of the time. We used to say that we're gonna go to Dr. Miami and all that good stuff. So this is since I was younger, y'all. Just because, like, even remember, I think I showed you guys a picture in like my first video. And again, I'll leave all of those videos down below. But I talked about how even when I was like skinnier, I still was like up and down, no shape, no nothing, y'all. So it's something that I honestly like have always wanted to do. Oh yeah, I scrolled through my little pictures. Let's see. Okay, so somebody said, what exactly is done during a BBL? So a BBL is a Brazilian butt lift. And basically what they do is they do Lipo 360, which is lipo like in your stomach and then your back. So I have incisions right here, like 2 right here under my boobs. I have one like right above my belly, like here's my belly button and it's like right there, like kind of like in the little crease. And then I have 2, y'all keep hitting that thing. And then I have 2 like, and then I have like 2 like right here to where like when I wear panties, you're not gonna be able to see it. Yeah, and so those 2, and then I have like 2 like on my upper back, like one over here, and then I have like 2 right here, and then 2 on my lower back. So that's all of the spots that they do lipo. And with the lipo, they basically suck out all of your fat from those spots, and then they put it in your butt. Now they don't put, I mean, depending on how big you want your butt, they might put all of it, you know, they might not. So I don't think obviously that they put all of the fat in my butt, because my butt would be a lot bigger, because, you know, they have a little fat. You know, I had a little, not a little bit, I had a lot of fat right here. So, so yeah, that's what a BBL is. So it's not implants, it's just them transferring your fat from your stomach and your back to your butt. Let's see, somebody said something about the pain. Okay, so the scars, honestly, and I'll leave you guys a picture here because I did take some pictures of my incisions. Honestly, they're starting to go away. It's not big incisions, y'all. It's literally like tiny, like little holes. Because what they use to do the lipo is like a huge needle, and it's super like narrow, y'all. Like it's super narrow, so that way they don't have to like open me up or anything. It's literally just holes. But I will be sure to leave a picture of my incision right here or something. Somebody said, how long till you're able to do nails? Okay, so right now I feel good. You know, I feel good. I'm not in pain. I'm not, you know, I am uncomfortable with the faja, but I am not able to sit on my butt. Now, my arms are not like just hurting, but you know, when you do nails, we use our arms a lot for filing or whatever. Now, whenever I do nails, my arms already be hurting, so I already know that if I try to do nails right now, like I'm gonna be really in pain and I'm gonna hurt myself. So I am gonna be taking 2 months off of work. Just because, again, I cannot sit on my butt for 6 weeks, or that's really usually what they recommend, like 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm gonna try to take that time off. I know my clients miss me, I miss them too, but I just don't want to rush my recovery time, because I might feel good on the outside, like my incisions might be healing up on the outside, but this is something where you have to like heal internally as well, because remember, they do go into like literally behind my skin, and they take that fat out, and then they're actually injecting it into my butt. So I have to heal from inside as well. So that's why it takes a little bit longer for, like the recovery time. So the longer you wait, the better. Let's see. Okay, so this was another question that I got a lot. How much did you pay for everything, and did you do a payment plan or pay it all in cash? Okay, so the actual surgery was $8,100. That was the BBL, the arm lipo, and the chin lipo. That is how much I paid 305 plastic surgery. Now, keep in mind that when you choose to do surgery, or like a BBL or something like this, it comes with a lot of expenses, y'all. We talking about either whether you decide to do a recovery home or a hotel. I did a hotel, so I feel like the more expensive way, because I did the hotel, I did the nurse, I had to get my own groceries, I had to pay for my own rides, of course your flight, your surgery supplies, your faja. I did have a list, y'all, but I don't have it with me, but it does get pretty pricey. I know for my nurse, I believe it was like $1,300. I think in flights, y'all, I paid like $2,000, because I paid for my flight and my sister's flight to Miami. And then it was gonna snow like the day we were supposed to leave on Monday. What day was that? Hold on. We were supposed to leave the 15th, because my surgery was the 17th, but I had a pre-op appointment the 16th, so I wanted to be there a day before, just in case. That way I wouldn't be rushing, trying to make it to my post-op appointment, to my pre-op appointment. So on that 15th, it was like 100% snow that day. So I was like, oh hell no, I'm not about to be stuck in Little Rock. So I ended up changing my flight like that Saturday, the 13th. I changed it to leave out that Sunday instead of the Monday. So I think originally I paid like $230 some for a one-way ticket for my sister and I, for both of them. And then to change them to leave a day before, I paid another $230 some. I think it was like $260 some, just to pay the difference, y'all. Not even a whole new ticket, just to pay the difference to leave a day early. So that was like $500 already. And then I didn't know, I booked my hotel for 9 nights, which was the 14th until the 24th. Yeah, until the 24th. So that was 9 nights. That was like $800 and some. And then we went grocery shopping the day of my, the day of my pre-op appointment. We went grocery shopping right after that. That was like $500 and some. Was it $500? No, I think it was like $350. Yeah, it was $350. So I spent $350 on that. And then paying for Ubers, they were like $15, $20 every time. My medicine, I think it was it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was, or as I thought it was gonna be, because I don't have any insurance. So I think the oxy was like $14, and then the antibiotics were like $9, and they gave me enough for like 5 days. So that definitely was not bad at all. But it did seem like every time we went to the store, it was something else that I had to get, like detergent, cinnamon for my oatmeals, honey for my oatmeal, tea, Lysol wipes. It was always something that I was forgetting. So I did have to go back and forth to the store. Now by the hotel at the hotel that we were at, it was a CVS and a gas station and a Chick-fil-A and a few other things close by. So we did walk to the CVS 2 or 3 times. So that wasn't bad. But other than that, like Walmart was like maybe 15 minutes away. Everything was really like 15 minutes away from where we were at. Even the airport was 15 minutes away. So I feel like we were in a good, little spot. Oh yeah, but then, so I'm still talking about the price. So then I decided to stay another 5 days, and my sister had to leave. So when my sister left on the 23rd, my boyfriend flew in on the 24th. And I told him that I would pay for it. He didn't have to worry about it. So I ended up paying for his flight as well. And my dumbass accidentally booked 2 flights for him because I thought the first one did not go through. Whenever I clicked, put my card information, everything, it said that the flight, that something about the price was not available or anymore, something like that. You guys know how they like go up in prices or whatever. So it said that price was no longer available. So I ended up having to book another flight. So the first one was like 5 something, y'all. And then the second one was like 600 and something. And then like literally the day, that Tuesday night, you can check into your flight like 24 hours ahead. So that night I got the email saying that, he was ready to check in. And I got 2 emails and they both had like different confirmation numbers. And I'm like, oh my God, did I really just do this? So I ended up canceling the more expensive one, which was the one for $600 and some. And the reason why it was so expensive is because it was just last minute. Like we literally bought it like a few days before. The longer you wait, the more expensive they are. And then again, we don't have any direct flights from Little Rock to Miami. So it has to be a layover or whatever. But so I ended up canceling the more expensive ticket, and they don't because I didn't fucking buy insurance. They didn't give me a refund. They just gave me like a gift card, basically, or credit or whatever. So I literally have credit from like 3 freaking different airlines, y'all. Like, don't ask me why, but so yeah, that's like I literally ended up spending an extra $600 unnecessary dollars. Because that was my mistake. But other than that, like, let's see, hotel, nurse, surgery, groceries, medicine, supplies, Faja, Ubers. I think that's pretty much it. I think in total, I spent close to $15,000. So it definitely does get pricey. Now, with 305 plastic surgery, and I'll show you guys, like whenever you pay your deposit, so to secure your spot, your appointment, your date or whatever, you have to pay a $250 deposit. So I paid that back in November whenever I first booked my appointment. And then whenever you do that, they send you a link so you can pay it. And it kind of looks like, let's see, okay. Now, I don't have any of my personal information. Hopefully, you guys can see it. But it looks like this, and hold on. My boyfriend asking me if I know what I'm going to eat. No, I don't know what we're going to eat. But this is what it looks like. So it says that, okay, so the BBL was $7,000. The arm lipo was $6,000. And the chin lipo was not $6,000, y'all. The BBL was $7,000. The arm lipo was $600, and the chin lipo was $500. Now, let me tell y'all something. His prices are steady going up. So if you want to book with him, you need to book like yesterday because his prices are gonna continue to go up, y'all. So again, if you want to book with Dr. William, book like ASAP because yeah. And then I was under the influencer program. Yeah, the influencer program. And basically that just meant that I was able to get a sooner date because right now he is booked up until like 2022. And that's what they originally told me when I first did my consultation. And I was like, who trying to wait until 2022? Like, I'm trying to have this body like right now. So then I was like, well, do you guys offer any type of influencer package? Because I have a friend that knows Summerella, and Summerella told her that she was under the influencer package because I don't know if you guys know, but Dr. William, which is my doctor, is the same doctor that did Summerella and Damo Wilson's surgery as well. But yeah, so Summerella was like, you know, tell her to do it or tell him that she's an influencer. And honestly, I'm not the type that like to use like the influencer card on people, because for some reason I feel like I'm begging, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's just how I feel. So I didn't want to say anything, but then when they told me 2022, I said, okay, what about for influencers? And they were like, oh, okay, well, you know, we do have an influencer package, and basically you just have to like post, you know, this often and just tag us. And then also I did get 2 free fajas and a cell saver, which basically a cell saver, I think I talked about this in my last video. Basically, it's like recycling your blood. So you're not losing blood, it's basically going right back into you. That's what a cell saver is. So again, in total, I paid $8,100. But anyways, my point of showing you guys this was because at the bottom, like, and my surgery is already paid for, of course. But it had a thing where it would show you like what your remainder balance is. So like after I paid my $250 balance, it showed me what I had left, and I can go on there and make a payment. So it's not necessarily a payment plan, but you are able to like kind of pay as you go, until like, I think, excuse me, the total has to be paid off like 2 weeks before your surgery date. I think that's what it is. But yeah, so you could go on this, and I just kind of like saved the little link to my phone, like on my screen. And I literally, like I said, I just paid the deposit like when I first booked my appointment, and then I didn't pay off the rest of the money until like literally 2 weeks before my surgery. So, cause they do say that if you don't pay it like in time, that the system automatically cancels your appointment. So I literally did it like right at the, like literally at two week mark before my surgery. But anyway, so that was that. Next, somebody said, what was my starting weight and BMI? So my starting weight in my first video that I showed you guys when I first booked my BBL, I was 184. Yeah, 184. My BMI was like a 30, I think then. And then I did end up dropping to 173. So the day of my surgery, I was between like 173 and 175. I kind of just fluctuated, I guess, depending on what I ate. So that was that. And then my BMI was like a low 29. And I know for Dr. William, your BMI has to be under a 35. I will post a before and after picture on here for you guys to see as well. Price and where did you go? Okay, so again, I went to 305 plastic surgery. I already talked about the pain. I walked you through like the day of surgery. I know a lot of people were saying that they're scared to go under anesthesia. And again, y'all, for me, it was not bad at all, which I'm very thankful. But the more you do your research, the better. And you know, you would know exactly what to expect. So nothing really just catch you off guard. But I'm not in any pain. I know that's another question I just seen. I'm not in any pain right now. I do, like this arm does feel a little bit sore, but again, it kind of just feels like I went to the gym, lifted some weights, and that's why my arm is sore. But it's not to the point, you know, like sometimes when you go work out and stuff, it's to the point where you can't barely even like lift your arm. But it just kind of hurt like whenever I like, you know, press down on it, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so before surgery, somebody said vitamins. I was taking vitamins. You have to take vitamin C, folic acid, it was something else, iron, and then I was also doing B12. Is it B12? Yeah, I think it's B12. So I was taking those all the way up till my surgery. Was I scared? No, because again, I was prepare. Will it leave permanent scars? I think, like I said, they are going away pretty good. So I don't think that they would just be like super visible, but they are super tiny, y'all. So it wouldn't bother me. No complications, thankfully. Again, I only drained for like 2.5 days. No, I did not have. Somebody said, did you have any skin tightening procedures? No, because like I had like a gut, but it wasn't to where it was hanging or anything. It was just a gut, it was just right here. So like now after my surgery, like I don't have any like loose skin. I couldn't even I wouldn't be able to stretch my skin because my skin was, I wasn't just fat. It was just that, it was just that little gut right there that was like my biggest issue. And then I had like really big love handles as well. So I didn't have, like that shape, I guess. But yeah, I don't have any loose skin. Let's see. Okay, somebody said, what's the recommended you stay in Miami for 2 weeks? I think I already mentioned this, but no, you do not have to stay for 2 weeks. They recommend that you stay for at least 7 days after surgery, but it was just my decision to stay 2 weeks, which I am glad that I did. Like at one point when my sister left, I think I had like an emotional breakdown because I was by myself, and I guess like, I don't have no company, and like I just start to like overthink, and I was missing my dogs. I think I was watching a video on TikTok, and it was talking about like if you die, and what to do with your dogs as far as like taking them to the grave. And y'all, I just like bust out crying, like, and that's when I started getting like homesick. But my boyfriend was getting there the next day, so once my boyfriend got there, like I was completely fine, y'all. Let's see. Somebody said, have you started shopping for new clothes? Yes, but like I said, I only bought like 4 outfits, which was 3 jumpsuits and then a dress. Somebody said, how long do you feel uncomfortable or pain? So again, after like the 3rd day, or really like the pain, no, I would say like, y'all, like I said, my pain was not that bad. So I can't even really speak on the pain part, because if you take your medicine on time, like you kind of don't, like I feel like I didn't let the pain kick in because I was taking my medicine on time. Like my nurse told me like, okay, set your alarms at this time. So I think it's still in my phone, y'all, but my alarms were set for, see, like 1 a.m. and then 7 a.m., 1 p.m., 7 p.m. So that was for the oxy, and then the antibiotics were like 12 a.m., 9 a.m., 4 p.m., 7, no, that's it. So I was like, once my alarm went off, my sister already knew which one is it. Like she'll be like, which one is it? And I'll look at my alarm and it would say either oxy or antibiotics. So I feel like, with me taking my pain medicine, it's like I never really let the pain kick in. As far as being uncomfortable, y'all, these fajas are pretty uncomfortable. Now, I do feel like it's time for me to get a smaller faja because I'm on the 3rd hook, and like I don't want my waist to get like super tiny, but I do want to at least get to like 38 inches around my waist. Right now, I'm at like, I think before surgery, I was like 34 around my waist. Right now, I'm at like 30. So I'm down 4 inches, but I do want to get down to maybe 28. I don't want a super tiny waist though, just because I do have like broad shoulders and I don't want to look like a big gorilla, honestly. So that's why I don't want a tiny waist. So like right now, like this, I mean, even if I stay like this, I feel like I wouldn't mind, because like my waist is kind of snatched and it's kind of like proportioned to my body. I don't look like a big old quarterback, so or right now I do feel like I look like one, but I think it's just like my boobs are not this big. It's just because the faja is like pushing them up. But and then also I feel like it pushes all of this up because the faja that I have on does have sleeves, so you can see how they kind of rolled up right here. But whenever I take them off, I don't look you know, like this, I guess. But yeah, the faja is uncomfortable. I think the worst part, I guess I could say, is not being able to sit and having to lay on your stomach 24/7. That is the most uncomfortable thing. Now, I did buy like an avocado floaty on Amazon, where it basically has a hole cut out in the middle and you can sleep on it. I know a lot of people use that one. I tried it like 2 times, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like my butt is still touching the ground when I lay on it, and I kind of feel like I'm tensing up to where, like, that way my butt won't touch the ground, and it's just not uncomfortable because I can't even relax because I'm kind of like pushing my butt up so it don't touch the ground, if that makes sense. So, and I put like a whole bunch of pillows on it, and I'll show you guys a little clip of me trying to get in it, but I didn't stay in there for very long, y'all. Let's see. Okay, so as far as flying back home, I will leave a little clip of that as well. But when you're flying back home, you do want to make sure that you get your BBL pillow, because you do not want to sit directly on your butt, because it will ruin your results. So I'll leave the little clip that I made for TikTok. But basically, you just like during takeoff, you know, of course you have to sit. So you put the BBL pillow under your thighs and sit on it to where your butt is hanging off the back of the seat. And then once the seatbelt light go off, you set the pillow on the floor and just kind of put your knees on it. Now, a lot of people are like, that is so uncomfortable, it's not even worth it, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, it was not bad at all. Like, the BBL pillow is thick, so even when you put all your weight on it with your knees, your knees are not touching the ground. Like, you're still on that cushion, so it didn't hurt at all. And I was on my phone, y'all, so I literally was on my knees on my phone the entire time, so time went by super fast. And I had 2 flights. So I had the flight from Miami to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Little Rock, and each flight was like 1 hour and 30 minutes long. Let's see. Yes, so okay, so again, somebody said it's wearing the faja all the time uncomfortable. Yes, it is. Let's see, I just lost my place. But I think again, a lot of the things that I already mentioned are things that people were asking. I sleep on my stomach. What foods to avoid? I know you can't eat a lot of salt, because it will make you not bloated, but it's gonna cause more inflammation. So they do recommend that after your BBL, you eat a lot of fats, as far as like avocados, salmon, nuts. My friend took me to Trader Joe's, and I got like Greek yogurt, cheese, whole eggs, like healthy fats. You want to eat healthy fats because you have to keep feeding your fat. That way it does not die, because after your BBL, like I think they say 30, don't quote me on this, but I think it's 30 to 40% of your fat will die. And I feel like, y'all, I don't know if it was just the swelling or if my fat died, but like I said, I do feel like my butt has gone down since surgery. Now, I think after surgery, I was like 4 days post-op, and I went to buy the faja that I have on right now. And when she measured like my butt or whatever, I was 44 inches, and then whenever I've measured myself, like I measured myself this morning, and I'm 43, so it has gone down 1 inch. But I think, hopefully, I hope that's like from the swelling. But I'm usually not the type of person to even just eat a lot, so it has been hard for me to eat a lot to like keep feeding the fat. So I basically have to force myself to eat my guacamole, and today I'll probably eat some salmon and veggies, but you do want to make sure that you feed your fat. But anyways, y'all, I think like I said, a lot of the questions that people are asking are things that I just mentioned. So I'm just gonna push this camera back, and I'm gonna give you guys a 360 view. Keep in mind that I do have my backboard on my back. I think that's what it's called, my backboard. So my back does look a little fat. You see it right there. But I will post a picture as well, because I took some pictures right before and sent them to my man. But I'm just gonna scoot this back. This is me from the front, standing straight. I mean, you're able to see my little waist. Again, right now my waist is at like a 30. Yeah, like I think it's like at a 30. This is from the side, so it's not super huge or anything. And then I am, like I said earlier, I started on my cycle today, so I feel like I'm still really inflamed from like my lower stomach, and you can see it right here. It's still inflamed. This is from the back, and then from the side. Again, super natural. I didn't want a big old bubble butt. I just wanted something that was proportioned to my body. I didn't want to be walking into a restaurant or down the street and people kind of look like, you know, like, what she got on? What she got going? That's what I didn't want. Again, I'm definitely happy with my results. I think the next update that I do would be like a month post-op, and then after that I'll do like 2-month post-op. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.